What's up, YouTube? Rogue here. And last week we talked about episode 1 of Nightwing. And I said that my next review was going to be the rest of the Nightwing series and that I would cover it as a whole. And so I went and watched the entire series as put out by Ishmahawk. And now we're going to cover the entire series, episodes 2 to 5. So starting with episode 2 titled Origins. We see that Nightwing is meeting with Barbara back when he was known as Robin.
Trying to sneak up on me? You're late.
But he's called out to deal with the Joker who is at a courthouse. I guess, attacking the courthouse. Robin tells her that he's going to be back within about an hour and to save a spot for dinner. I missed whether or not it went longer than an hour, but Barbara gets a ring at her doorbell and she says that the steak's been thrown out, and she answers the door and it's the Joker. And what we're doing is following the Killing Joke story where the Joker shoots Barbara. He's dressed up in his Killing Joke gear. He doesn't take photos of her. He has a camera, but he doesn't take photos of her. He's just dressed up as if he's on vacation, pulls out a gun, shoots Barbara, and the door shuts as Barbara is lying on the floor bleeding. After she's on the floor bleeding, we cut to her gravestone during a post-funeral. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and Bruce Wayne are all dressed in black, but her grave is filled in and there's no one else around other than them. Jason gives Dick Grayson the symbol that he uses for Nightwing. We then see Dick have an argument with Bruce about his obsession with vengeance.
I'm getting so sick of this. Every single person you bring into your life gets consumed by this ridiculous vendetta you have. And look at the results. I can't be a part of this anymore.
Careful what you say next.
You and I, Batman and Robin, it's over.
Listen to yourself. You sound like a child. Barbara would tell you the same.
He leaves, and the next scene is the end of the first episode where he's sitting in his apartment. He's fashioning one of his Nightwing symbol blades and throws it at the wall as Barbara enters the apartment.
It is really hard to pull that trick off in this thing.
We then go to episode 3 called Descent. Nightwing is pissed that Barbara has been gone. He thought she was dead for about a year and a half. So Nightwing is pissed when he sees her after realizing that she's actually alive.
I take it by your lack of surprise, you've known.
Known what? That the bullet that was supposed to kill you only lacerated your spinal cord, or that you've been alive this entire time and just forgot to mention it to me.
Okay, you're upset.
And here I thought I was being subtle.
During this, they find out that Deathstroke is making a new move, and Nightwing takes off after Deathstroke after telling Barbara, essentially, to piss off.
I know you're trying to do this whole lone wolf thing, but you can't just expect—
I can, and I will. Barbara, I mourned your death for a year and a half before I figured out that you've been alive this entire time. So let me be perfectly clear when I say I want you and Bruce to stay the hell away from me. I don't need your opinions, I don't need your gear, and I don't need your help.
We then cut to a club where Deathstroke appears and sends everybody running for their life, except for a few bouncers who try and take him on, but they just end up getting their ass kicked in seconds. At which point, Nightwing shows up. Deathstroke and Nightwing have a fight, and Deathstroke ends up winning the fight by knocking Nightwing through a wall. And yeah, Nightwing just gets his ass handed to him. Deathstroke goes and kills his target after knocking Nightwing out the wall, and as he goes back to finish off Nightwing, he realizes Nightwing's not there anymore because he's been picked up by somebody who is presumably to be Batman. I didn't see a cape on him, but I assume it's Batman. Episode 4 is called Oracle, and we open up with Jason Todd being strapped to the chair in the warehouse with the Joker. All of you, I assume, know where this is going. Joker brutalizes him with a crowbar, and Jason Todd is presumed dead. We then see Bruce in the bedroom with Dick Grayson, and Bruce says he wasn't the one that saved Dick from Deathstroke. Bruce and Dick then have a talk about Barbara and what happened there, as well as talking about who Dick Grayson needs to be in regards to who he needs to be for a superhero.
When were you gonna tell me about Barbara?
We had to convince the Joker that she was dead. But afterwards she had her own reasons.
You didn't have to lie to me.
No, I didn't. But I kept her a secret because that's what Barbara wanted. Someone's gonna have to take up the mantle. There's only one person I trust to do that.
I got my ass kicked last night.
You made a mistake.
I can barely stand on my own, let alone take...
You rushed in headfirst and attacked without knowing your enemy. You have a secret weapon, Dick. Use it. You're a detective. That's who we are.
It's what we do.
Afterwards, Dick and Barbara find out about Deathstroke and his past and how he is a superhuman with upgraded abilities that was engineered by the military. And Deathstroke has a new target. His targets all tie back to his past in the military, and as such, they are able to narrow down his target to one last person. His, I guess, commanding officer for the military.
Shade, superhuman advanced defense endeavor. They were the military's first response to metahumans. They wanted to form their own meta-army. This is some high-level stuff.
Slade Wilson, highly decorated from a young age, so Deathstroke was an army vet.
Not just a veteran. Shade recruited him for a meta-enhanced soldier project, codenamed Team 7. They injected him full of drugs to increase his brain performance, dramatically increased his reflexes, pumped him full of steroids. Our government built Deathstroke.
And then lost control of him.
Team 7's administrators. These are the guys who built Deathstroke.
Looks like after Shade fell apart, most of these guys left the military, set up shop in Bloodhaven.
So he's been killing off his past.
Yeah, and there's only one man left alive.
Nightwing heads out to confront Deathstroke a second time, and at this point, Nightwing gives Barbara the nickname of Oracle.
Oh, so I guess I'm calling you Oracle for the night?
Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
And that brings us to the final episode, episode 5. Oracle tells Nightwing that she made changes to his suit as he's heading out to fight Deathstroke. And we see that Deathstroke is in a warehouse with his superior from the military as he's torturing him until one of his men come in and tell him that Nightwing has arrived. Deathstroke heads out to face him and they have one decent fight.
You must have some kind of death wish, kid. No jokes this time, hero?
You're not worth the material. Oracle, I'll call you back.
Nightwing remembers who it is he's supposed to be, or meant to be, really. He remembers back to Bruce's talk with him in the bedroom and turns the tables on Deathstroke, kicks his ass, and finishes him off with one good lightning punch. One of the modifications that Oracle made gives him the ability, I guess, to conduct electricity. He focuses it into his hand and knocks Deathstroke out. He cuffs Deathstroke and has a moment with him where he's talking about, I know where you come from, I know what you're going through, sort of thing. You didn't have to go this path, you didn't have to take this route, so on and so forth. And in the middle of Deathstroke's speech, you hear a gun go off and Deathstroke fall to the ground, which shocked the hell out of me. I did not expect to see Deathstroke get his head shot off. Well, his head doesn't get shot off, but he gets shot through the head. Nightwing heads up to the rooftop to confront the sniper and finds out that the sniper is Red Hood. And the series closes out with Red Hood telling Nightwing to stay out of his way as he cleans up all of Nightwing and Batman's failures, or else he's going to have to put Nightwing down too.
I had this covered. You didn't have to murder him.
Murder? Let me ask you something. When you kill a rabid animal, is that murder? That son of a bitch was out of control and I put him down.
I don't know who the hell you think you are, but you've got no right to wear that symbol.
I've earned this symbol.
Jason?
I've got a new perspective on life, and I'm gonna do what you two refuse to do, make an actual difference.
What, by killing?
Just stay out of my way and let me do my work. I'm not gonna warn you again.
Or what?
Or I'll put you down too.
Jason!
So, with that said, what are my overall thoughts on the series as a whole? My overall thoughts is simply I want more. I want more. You guys left off on a great cliffhanger, and I'm looking forward to more. Now, episode 5 was put out about 8 years ago, so I'm assuming that we're not going to get any more. Which frankly and honestly makes me really sad. I did find a video on a potential season 2 that was also posted about 8 years ago. And in that video, Ishmahawk shares that DC and Warner Brothers have shut down other Kickstarters that were looking to make fan films of their content. Specifically, I think they mentioned other fan films revolving around Nightwing. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not why there's not a season 2 yet. That would be the biggest bullshit reason for there not being a season 2. Yeah, I get trademarks and I get copyright and whatever, whatever. But at the end of the day, what you have and what you're stopping is fans pouring their love out for a license. What you have at the end of the day with these fan films are tribute videos to your source that you created, and you're going to shut that down because of a few dollars. Let's face it, Warner Brothers and DC are not hurting for money, and to go after these fans and shut them down over a few bucks that you would make in the immediate, because honestly, these fan films, what are they doing? They're basically free advertising for your characters. They're free advertising for your property. So why are you attacking and shutting down people who are drawing viewers to characters that you have created? All that would do is create demand for these characters to appear in licensed Hollywood product, thereby creating revenue for you if you do it right and you do it justice. That's all it's doing. It's a tribute video, and people, rather than shutting it down, pay attention to how many people love what's put out and take that as a demand for said character to enter into a Hollywood release, whether by their own movie. Hell, take that as demand for a Netflix series or an Amazon Prime series or a subscription service that's not going to cancel it after one or two seasons. So I really hope that's not the case, that DC and Warner Brothers just shut this down because they're not making a couple of bucks off it. Because you guys are not hurting for money. If you guys can survive piracy, you guys can survive fan films. And in a world where we're living, where piracy, as much as you American companies might like to think that you run the law on what happens with piracy, let me tell you, you clearly don't run what happens in Ontario when it comes to piracy. Because I can go to a mall in my city and there are shops in that mall where their business is pirated movies and pirated TV shows and pirated sports events. So if you think that piracy is as important in Ontario as it is to you in America, you're delusional. You guys survive piracy. You can survive fan films. You can survive somebody showing love for your content, seeing the demand for a character and providing said character so that you can make a couple of bucks in the long run. So please tell me it's not that. I hope there's some other reason for this season 2 not happening than it got shut down by executives that can't get their head out of their ass. As it is, we don't have a season 2 right now, and with this being 8 years old, it doesn't look like we're going to get a season 2, and that's really sad because that was a great story that they had going. But thank goodness that we got a season 1. Thank goodness we got a season 1. So go check out Ishmael Hawk's series on Nightwing. You won't be disappointed. It's fantastic, and I hope that we can get more somehow, some way. I really hope we can get more. Thank you for watching my video. I am Rogue. I'll see you next time.